All right, so we are going to learn how to set up searches in the MLS. So this is going to be like your login. So you're going to come here to Matrix, which I already had one opened. So I'm going to close that one. So you're going to come here to search, and depending on what your client's looking for, residential, high-rise, etc., even like rentals, this is where you're going to ultimately find that information. So we're just going to do a residential today, so I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to type it. I'm going to go ahead and click the active, even the coming soons. And if your client is up for to see whether or not they want to be a backup offer, you could also do under contract show. If you wanted to, I don't really like doing that, but again, it all depends on if your client's looking for something very specific. So I'm going to go ahead and click single family residential for the purposes of this video. But again, if your client's looking for specifically for a condo or a manufactured home or a townhome, you can go ahead and click any of those, okay? I'm going to kind of do the search that I was looking for originally when I was looking for my home. I knew I wanted to be zoned for very specific schools, and so this is how I set up my search. I didn't really care whether or not I wanted a 1-story, 1.5-story, 2-story, 3-story. That didn't really so much bother me. It was, again, mainly the schools that I was looking for. So if your client's looking specifically for a 1-story, you're going to click 1-story. If they don't really care, you can unclick it and leave it be. You can also look to see whether or not, like if you have clients that specifically want short sales or foreclosures, etc. This is kind of you can go as wild and crazy as you want with this one, okay? But say your client is approved for up to, let's say, I don't know, $600,000, okay? Say they need a minimum of 4+ bedrooms. They need a minimum of 4, so you're going to add the plus afterwards, because if you do just the 4, it's only specifically going to give you 4 bedrooms. So if they want a maximum of 4, then you're going to do 4 minus. That way it's only giving you a maximum of 4 bedrooms. I'm going to, again, for our purposes, do 4+. I know that it's super important that they have a garage, so I'm going to do 2+ garage. And I'm going to say, you know, I really want to be zoned for Coronado High School, okay? So with this being said, you only have 3 matches. So these are the results that you're coming up with. You've got all 2 stories, anywhere between 549 or 550 all the way up to 578. Okay, so if that's not necessarily enough for your client, again, you can always go back and hit criteria and, you know, just change some criteria. So say your client's like, I really wanted to stay under 600, but let's put us up to 700 because the lender said that they're good to go. You can change it to 700, and look, now we've got 18 matches. So you can see all these are active. So currently listed on the MLS as active, and then these ones are all incoming soon status, okay? I like to do it by price. So this is all stuff that you can look at. This one comes with a pool at $625. There's a few of them that actually have some pools. So at this point, what you're gonna do is to set them up on an automatic search, you're going to either click here, or you can hit all, which will also click them for you. And then you're gonna come down here and you're gonna push save, and you're gonna say new auto email. So for the most part, you've never had you know, this client before, brand new client, so you're gonna create a new contact. So I'm gonna say test, and I'm just gonna use my email address, soldbyre@gmail.com. And then you can change this according to, you know, your personality. I normally put hi test. And then you're gonna also wanna put in their phone number as well. So you can send a text opt-in. Since I already have my number registered here, I just don't want it to be weird, so I'm not gonna add it. But again, for your purposes, you're gonna add number here, and then you're gonna wanna push the send text opt-in, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and push save. And then you're gonna place the subject as something that's going to be very specific to that specific search, because you might end up, setting up another search for them for Green Valley High School or Arborview or Silverado or Liberty or wherever. So I normally would put available homes under 700K, 4+ bedrooms, zoned for Coronado. And this down here, you can actually enable, because it's my own email address, so it won't let me do it, but you can actually enable a concierge mode, which essentially will email you and put it on the front of your dashboard as well, letting you know that there are listings that are that they're waiting to send listings to your clients until you actually approve those listings. So if you have a client that's like, if the house doesn't have white cabinets, do not send me those listings. So you actually would want to go through the photos yourself and verify whether or not they have white cabinets, and obviously approve the ones that have white cabinets, and then reject the ones that don't have white cabinets. So that's actually a really good thing if your client is looking for something extremely specific. But otherwise, you can just leave it pretty much how it is. This allows other agents that if their home matches your client's criteria, they'll actually email you and then be like, hey, I noticed that, we kind of have, or I have a home that's listed that, that matches your client's criteria, we'd love to set up a showing, et cetera, et cetera. So this I usually keep checkboxed, but that's just me. Another thing, depending on what the market consists of or how motivated your clients are to move right away, I normally have it set up as daily and for it to all go in the morning. So they're never going to get more than one email a day with homes that have hit the market. If the market's super, super crazy and it's one of those, times to where you're like, the second that something hits the market that matches our criteria, like we have to go see it, you're going to want to put it in as ASAP. Again, you can always come back in here and change them. But again, this is just for a client that is not having any luck getting properties and, is willing to go see stuff immediately. You can also set them up as monthly. Again, I would more so set this up maybe for a seller or something that just kind of wants to know roundabout what's happening in their area, just for comp purposes. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and push save here. And then it says that it created the auto email. So now Sold by Ree will be getting an email every day that properties hit the market of homes that match my criteria, that's under 700,000, 4+ bedrooms that are zoned for Coronado High School. Okay, so that's how you're going to set up a search. Again, there is a bajillion different things that you can, criteria that you can put in for clients. You can be extremely specific. So to go back to that, if you go to criteria here, so you can see everything still up here, but if your client's like, I have to have a fireplace, I added all these extra things in here. But say if it's not in here, that it needs a fireplace, you can actually go to additional fields here and you can add and remove. So I can type in fireplace, and that my client has to know whether or not, they will not live in a house that doesn't have a fireplace. And then you can come down here and you can see it's going to be at the bottom of my search here. So you can put that in. Again, the sky's the limit as far as criteria goes, so you can go on and on and on. The one thing that I do want to make mention to you is that in regards to age restricted communities, that's going to be 55 and older. So if your clients aren't 55 and older, obviously you're going to want to mark no to this. Again, this one had a little bit of Sun City area in it, so you can see it took away one of the matches. Okay. So So yeah, so that is how you set up a search in the MLS for your clients.